For some reason, whenever we play extra innings, we don't play one. We play two or three or four or five. Mariners game started at 9:40 Eastern, ended at 1:03 a.m. Eastern, so 10:40, 11:40, 12:40, a little over 3 hours. If I pull up the box score, it says it was 3 hours, 21 minutes, 30,840 at T-Mobile Park, with the Mariners winning it in 10 innings. I'm sorry, in 11 innings. Mariners emptied the bench. Tavares scored the winning run on a J.P. Crawford single in the bottom of the 11th. And this was a game where the Mariners had 6 hits and the Yankees had 5, and both starting pitchers did amazing. At one point, the Mariners struck out, I think, 8 times in a row. At another point, the Mariners starting pitcher Brian Wu retired 14 or 15 Yankees hitters in a row. It was a pitching duel. Aaron Boone got ejected for arguing balls and strikes. Cal Raleigh scored Julio Rodriguez in the bottom of the 4th to put the Mariners up 1-0. And that was all of the scoring into the bottom of the 9th, when unfortunately Munoz hit Paul Goldschmidt, and then Austin Wells grounded out to Dylan Moore, and then Anthony Volpe reached on a fielder's choice. Pablo Reyes scored. Anthony Volpe moved to second. There was a throwing error by Dylan Moore. I do believe that is a earned run for Andres Munoz. It is not. Andres Munoz is still credited with no earned runs for the season. However, he did get his first blown save of the year. Wu, Spear, Brash, Munoz, Vargas, Legumina all pitched for the Mariners today. Munoz and Matt Brash still hit a 0-0 ERA. Hill lost it for the Yankees. Gave up 2 hits, 1 run. That has hit to JP that I talked about. He also gave up a hit to Ben Williamson, single and a ground ball, and that moved Leody Taveras to third to give the Mariners exactly a 93% winning percentage. And then JP just fly ball landed for a base hit. It could have been a sac fly. It could have been anything that would have moved the runner would have been great. In terms of strikeouts, both teams struck out 13 times. The Mariners walked twice while walking the Yankees 3 times. So it was a pitching duel. I'm not going to say anything about the striking out today, but Donovan Solano definitely needs to start working on trying to figure out where he's going to be, because he is not good at baseball. He is not at all good at baseball. He has a 138 average with a 305 OPS. So that's a slug of under 200. Yikes. Yikes. Mitch Garver played as the designated hitter today, which I thought was pretty cool. Glad to have him back in that role, which we signed him for last year. He did strike out, but he also got a hit. Randy didn't get a hit and struck out twice. Julio got a hit. JP got a hit. We had 6 hits scattered between all of our position players. Jorge Polanco unfortunately came in to pinch hit for Donovan Solano and struck out. And then Leo Rivas ended up becoming the second baseman, but never getting an at-bat because Rowdy Tellez came in and pinch hit for him. And then Tavares went 1 for 3 with a walk and 1 strikeout, which was pretty good. It was one of those games where even with it going, not many people had more than the 4 plate appearances. In the top of the 10th with 2 outs, Carlos Vargas and Dan Wilson decided to intentionally walk Aaron Judge, and I think that was the best decision. It was 1-1. Cody Bellinger flew out to Leody Taveras, 3 outs, and then that lowered the Yankees' win probability by 11%. And then the bottom of the 10th, Seattle didn't do well with Rowdy flying out, Tavares grounding out, and then I guess having a 3rd out that just made no sense. It was just not overall the best game from an offensive standpoint for either team. But that's what you like to see between Max Fried and Brian Wu. But what I don't like to see is the fact that neither Max Fried or Brian Wu factored into this decision. And that's because both pitchers, Max Fried was out after 5 innings and about 90 pitches, and Wu was out after 6 1/3 after about 95 pitches. Neither of them factored into the decision. If Munoz is able to hold the save, yeah. Spires gets the hold, Brash gets a hold. If Munoz doesn't blow the save with the error or anything like that, yeah, Wu gets the win. Fried would get the loss. But I just think I understand why. I understand why, and I understand everything. It stinks knowing that those two amazing pitching performances, Fried, 4 hits, 1 run, 2 walks, 5 strikeouts. Woo. 6 1/3, 4 hits, no walks, 6 strikeouts. Both of those guys deserved the chance to go and play for a win, but the problem is you can't really do that these days with what's going on in terms of pitcher health, player management, bullpen management, and everything. So the Mariners break their 4-game losing streak and are now playing a day game against the Yankees tomorrow. Let's see how it goes.
And again, thank you for tuning into the videos. Don't forget that you can also see me on Patreon at Sammy5436, where it's $1 a month. I also am seeable on Instagram at Sammy5436. TikTok at Sammy5436. I'm on Blue Sky at Sammy5436, though I don't use that often. I believe I'm on Tumblr at Sammy5436, but I haven't used that in at least a year. And you can find me at my business email, thetrapezoidtalks5436@gmail.com. Any information you need to send to those business emails will be looked at. I generally look at my business email on Wednesdays and Sundays, so just do be advised that I do not always have the ability to respond immediately, but if you do send an email to my business email, and as long as it's not offensive, I will respond if it's something I'm interested in with something positive, and if it's something I'm not interested in, I will thank you for your email and go ahead and say that there may be a future opportunity for us to collaborate if that's something you're interested in.